Hey, good afternoon. It's Saturday, October 22nd, and welcome to Everyday Talk 24/7. I have a thought. So I've been talking to folks recently, and it's a pretty common theme. We tend to be pretty distraught. We're looking for peace. We're looking for just something from life to counter the fact that life basically stinks a lot of times, or it's hard, or it's painful. And you see, when we look for peace, for comfort, apart from the work of God and His Spirit, people and circumstances are not capable of producing peace within us. Yes, there may be a more pleasing relationship or more pleasing circumstance, but it won't produce lasting peace. And here's why. In Galatians chapter 5, passage familiar to some, maybe not as familiar to others, but we have this description of the fruit of the Spirit. These things that the Spirit of God produces. So Paul says the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. See, it's the Spirit that produces those things. If I look to the circumstances around me to produce them, they're not capable of that. Why is that? Because circumstances are always changing. They're always uncertain. If you invest in the stock market, it's uncertain. Right now, this weather is gorgeous. If I'm looking for this beautiful weather to continue throughout the rest of fall, I'm most likely going to be disappointed. If I'm looking for the circumstances of my life to remain just the way that they are, or to get better, there's no peace in that. If my confidence is in people, or my sense of peace is in people, being different than the less than wonderful people that they often are, or remaining good, or remaining faithful, or we want them to be something different than who they are. There's no peace in that, because people, just like circumstances, always are constantly changing. But the Spirit's fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, those things are not the result of circumstances and people. Love, joy, peace, patience are the result of the work of the Spirit of God within us, producing His fruit within us. You see, that's not their circumstances producing the fruit. That's not other people producing the fruit of the Spirit. That is God's domain. That's His job. That's the territory that He's staked out for Himself. And when we look for peace, for contentment, from something other than the work of God within us, we are going to be disappointed, because only God doesn't change. People and circumstances are not capable of bringing peace. But the Spirit of God is. And that's what lets us see beyond the mess of the circumstance and the disappointment of people, the sin of people, the false expectations that we may gain from people, or just the fact that no one can really be what only Jesus can be, but only what the Spirit of God can be. See, my hope is found here, that I know that the peace of God is coming from the fruit of the Spirit, and the Spirit is producing that fruit. People and circumstances cannot produce, cannot reproduce that beautiful fruit. So see, that's our hope. So as we close out this week, turn your focus to the beauty and wonder of God, the faithfulness and consistency and wonderful truth of His Word, and then realize that the Spirit of God is at work in you and me to produce what nothing else can produce. The world can't produce it, people can't produce it, circumstances can't produce it. Even people close to us, they can't produce that peace. But the Spirit of God can give us the peace that will enable our relationships to have peace. Because we're not looking at somebody else to produce it. We're turning to God's Spirit to produce what He is at work in us. That's what hope is all about. Hope comes because we know that the Spirit will be faithful to do what He's promised to do and produce His fruit in us. Don't look for people and circumstances to bring peace. They're not capable of it. But God, through His Spirit and His Word and His Son, is more than capable. And that's the thought to end this week. Thanks so much for being here. Welcome, always welcome your comments, your feedback, your thoughts. It's such an encouragement to me. And you have a great weekend. And Lord willing, we'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.